Hello everybody on Facebook, good afternoon. It is Stephen coming to you with Live Art Mini. I'm joined today by Mr. Mark Hodge. We're at InsideOut Studio in downtown Hamilton. So Mark, give a wave to everyone. We are live right now, so everything that you see on the right side of the screen, people are watching on Facebook. That's right. Is there anyone special you want to say hi to out there? Maybe all of your roommates back at home. So hello to everyone watching today. Happy Tuesday. Feels like a Monday because we had that nice 3-day weekend. So hope you enjoyed Labor Day. We are getting into the fall spirit today at Inside Out. So we've got a lot of nature themed and leaf themed pieces that we're going to show you today. So Mark is going to be making a coaster, which could also be a spoon rest or a trivet. And then a little bit later, you're going to meet Mallory Miller, who's creating a leaf-shaped bowl. And we're going to form it over a mold, kind of similar to what we did last week with Bobby Joe. So some other examples that we have in the store, we have right here. So this is an example of a leaf-shaped bowl. So the artist literally pressed the leaf into the clay slab itself, and then trace around it with the cutting tool. And then we can form it around the mold, put some feet on the back, makes a nice dish. What do you think of that, Mark? Pretty cool. Very cool. Some other examples of things from our store I can show you is we can also do individual leaves that are scored and slipped together to create a bowl, as well as just tracing around a single leaf to create a nice little ring dish. An example of what Mark's going to make for you today, we have right here in front of us. Which one of these two is your favorite? You like that one? So these are our coasters, which could also be a spoon rest or trivet, like I said. And the leaves are literally pressed into the fresh clay and then glazed around. And here's a nice, I believe that's a maple leaf. So that's what Mark is going to make for you this afternoon. Mark's been working hard this morning. Do you want to hold up the drawing that you're making? So he's been inspired by the old Model T car. And Mark is very proficient in drawing, loves to work black and white and in pencil. And I'm going to hold up what you've been working on as you're drawing here. So just black and white pencil drawing, saving the best for last, I believe the Model T car, working on all the trees and the road around it. And we've got our first hello for the day from Kathleen Honeycutt. Hello, Kathleen. Hope you enjoyed the 3-day weekend. Thanks for tuning in again. And just like Kathleen, if you want to give us a comment, if you have a question for us, feel free to put that into the post. And then Kim, who's working behind the scenes, she'll relay the message back to us. So hope you give us a like, give us a heart, and give us a comment. So Mark, should we get started? So we're going to clear off your space. And while we do that, we want to say a big thank you and hello to Sherry Armstead and Symmetry Boutique and Gallery in Fairfield. So they are our season sponsor for Live Art Mini. So if you have some holiday needs, birthday needs, need something for yourself or a gift, head out to Symmetry Boutique in Fairfield. So we're going to switch it back to our camera here. So we're going to prepare the area for Mark with all the materials we'll need to start with the clay. And we can actually switch over to our creative cam so you can see us getting ready. So we want to start with just a nice sheet of newsprint. Some people use some canvas to lay it down. That way the clay doesn't stick to the table. And Mark, if you want to go ahead and put your paper to the side here, I'll bring a slab of clay over for you. And we always start getting our slab ready by smoothing out the surface, both the front and the back. That way it gets rid of the texture from rolling it out. So Mark, if you just want to smooth out your clay, I'll give you the plastic rib right here. And we're starting our process to create some ceramic trivets slash ring dish slash coaster slash whatever you want to use it for. We're going to be working with fresh leaves that we picked today, pressing them right into the clay. Very nice. You're getting into that smoothing. I like it. going both ways is good. That way the surface gets extra smooth. And then after we get that last side over here on the end, I'll flip it over for you. All right, just go ahead and flip it. You can get the other side. Go ahead and use your plastic rib to smooth out that side as well. Hope everyone out there is enjoying their Tuesday afternoon to get the work week started. We've had a fairly laid back morning here in the studio, and we're listening to some of today's country at the choice of Nadia and also Mallory. You're a country fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And who'd you say your favorite band was?
Florida Georgia Line.
We got Florida Georgia Line. So we're jumping the gun, going with our fall theme. It's still really warm out, but I can tell there's a different smell in the air. It's starting to smell like fall. Starting to see some leaves fall off the trees. All right, very good there, Mark. So one thing that we want to do is always sign the backs of our ceramic pieces, and then we'll have the artist hand sign. So we're just going to judge where our coasters are going to be cut out. So we can get 3 out of this slab of clay. So Mark, if you wouldn't mind, just sign your name 1, 2, and 3 times going across. That way everyone knows it was you who created them. And I'm told that we got a like from Carol out there watching. Hope you're doing well. Send our regards to Jason if he's watching as well. And a big hello to Jason, watching on the west side. One last signature, and then we'll start cutting out our ceramic coasters. And then we also have our handy dandy little InsideOut Studio stamp that you can mark underneath your name. That way everyone knows where the piece came from. Very good. Let me flip this back over for you. Now Mark, what is your favorite season of the year? Do you like summer, spring, fall, or winter? Think on that for a minute. I'll come back to you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start punching out our coaster shapes, 1, 2, 3. So we'll start on this side. If you want to press down with both hands and punch that out of the clay just like you would a cookie cutter, use both hands so you get a lot of pressure on there, just like that. There you go. And then wiggle it a little bit just to loosen up that clay. Very good. And we'll pull it up together if you want to grab that side. Thank you. And we'll just loosen the clay around it. And we have one coaster ready to go. So the edges are a little bit raw, they're a little bit rough, but what's cool about this is it doesn't have to be perfect. We're going with that nature leaf theme, so it's got an earthy, rustic feel to it. So if you want to go ahead and press down on your next one, and push down hard and give it a wiggle. Wiggle it just a little bit. There we go. Do you like that one, Mallory? And if you want to help me pull up on this, we'll get that separated from the slab. And I think we can get one more down here. We're going to lay out our cookie cutter. our handmade cookie cutter that we made out of some flashing. We like to do a lot of DIY things here in the studio. Push down hard and wiggle it, and then we'll pull up on it. Very good. So we've got 3 pieces ready to go. We'll keep it with your name side down. And then I'm going to get rid of this extra clay. We'll pound that back into a slab for a future project and focus on our 3 pieces right here. So right now everyone's watching from our creative cam mark, so everything that you see on that side of the screen, that's what people are watching on Facebook can see as well. So I'm going to pull out some examples of leaves that we got today. We got some red maple. We got some regular maple. We've got some things, I don't know what they are, but I guarantee they are real leaves. Not an arborist, just an artist. So Mark, select whichever leaves you like, and we're going to put them right onto the surface of the clay. And then press down on it just like that. But I'll let you start grabbing the leaves and pressing them down. One thing we are going to check is make sure that the vein side is pressed down. That way it leaves a nice texture and indentation in the clay itself. So you can select whichever ones you like. Just let me double check to see which side the veins are on. You got that right? You didn't need me at all. You just start pressing that down. All right, we got our first leaf down, so you can select any of these other ones and start pressing them into your other coasters. I am going to flip that one for you. So we want to make sure that the veins are going down. So whatever leaf that is, it's the light side that goes down. I like how you're making a row with that. That's very cool. All right. And which ones would you like for this? Very good. And then we can kind of fill in the extra space here with some other leaves. And since you've got the red maple down here, you could add those two to that coaster as well. Yep, that's what they see right there on the screen. So these can go right on top of that coaster. All right. And then to get that extra little oomph down there, we're going to take a ceramic roller and just roll down really hard right across the top. That's really going to sink the ridges of the leaves into the clay. It's going to create, one, some indentation, and two, it's going to make sure that the edges are nice and clear, because we're going to glaze right over top of what we're doing. Rolling, rolling, rolling. All right. Very good, Mark. And for time's sake, I'm going to pull this to the side because we do want to give Mallory some time and let everyone meet her. So I'm going to pull this coaster up front and center, so we've got our red maple leaves. And then we are going to glaze right over top. And I'll show you some of the glazes we picked out earlier today to give a choice. We've got this deep sienna speckle. We've got an oatmeal, which is a nice golden yellow. And then an Albany slip brown. So we're going with the earth tones. And then Mark, I'm going to have you select which of these three that you'd like to do. Albany slip brown, very good choice. Sometimes I feel like a waiter here. It's like, we have these nice selections for you, Mr. Hodge. We have some oatmeal, we have some slip. Can I interest you in some Albany slip brown? And then we're gonna grab what we call a juicy brush in-house. It's sometimes a watercolor brush, sometimes it's a glaze specific brush. But the bristles absorb moisture a little bit more than a regular paintbrush would. So it really gets a nice load of glaze onto the surface. Now this is going to be something we have to watch because the glaze color is almost the same as the clay color. It all changes in the kiln though. So Mark, if you want to go ahead and do a nice thick layer of glaze over top the leaves and everything. So this is what we call a single fire technique, because those of you familiar with ceramics might know that you do your ceramic piece first and then you bisque it, you fire it in the kiln once just to harden the clay into what we call stoneware, and then you would lightly wipe that and glaze it and fire it again as a piece of glazeware. So for this process we're going to do a single fire once, we're going to take it all the way up to the glaze temperature, and then we're going to have a nice coaster slash spoon rest slash trivet. So after this dries, we let it dry all the way, and then we do a second coat and a third coat. Thank you, Mr. Hodge. You really want to let those layers dry in between each coat. That builds up a nice thickness of the glaze to get those colors that you're looking for once it's fired into the kiln. So at this point, we are going to switch over to a message from our sponsor. I'm going to fade it back to you and me, Mark. Just to remind everyone, we've got Mark Hodge in the house working on a ceramic coaster. A couple examples that we're working on right now. So we are going to break to our other artist, Mallory Miller, after you hear a little message from Sherry Armstead.
Hi, it's Sherry from Symmetry Boutique and Gallery. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Hillborn Pottery. And this is our #1 seller, has been since we introduced it in the store about 5 years ago. And this being wedding season, showers, things like that, the younger people love this. All of us love it, actually. We're stocking the 3 most popular best sellers, and this is a chip and dip, and this is in the gray and white. It's got the little dip already attached. It also, this is the black and white, and there's white. We do carry the vases in teal and white and the purple, and also solid white. Those are great gifts for a mom. They seem to like those when you put a bouquet of flowers in them. Hope you come see us. If you want to shop online, visit us at symmetryboutiqueandgallery.com.
All right, thank you Symmetry Gallery and Sherry Armstead for being our season sponsor and live art meeting. And now we have Miss Mallory Miller. It'd help if I got your name right. There's your title right there. So I want to say hi, give a wave out to everyone watching today. Is there anyone special you want to say hi to?
My grandma.
Grandma? Does Grandma have a name? What's great?
Lee.
Grandma Lee. So hello Grandma Lee, if you're out there. We have someone else watching today. Sarah Roche is watching from up in Oxford. So hello Sarah, thanks for tuning in today on your Tuesday. And then Mallory and I worked on a project this morning. We're going to continue with the fall themes and the leaf themes. We've got a quite large plant up in our store that we stole a leaf from, that we're going to make a bowl from. But also want to get to know you a little bit better too. So we'd like to do 3 things with the artist from InsideOut Studio. So we talked earlier and picked out 3 things that people might not know about Mallory. So one was your favorite food, and what was that?
Alfredo.
Well, Alfredo pasta. Is there anywhere special you like to do Alfredo, or do you make it at home?
Make it at home.
Very cool. It's a little chicken Alfredo. And another thing is your favorite TV show.
The Hills.
The Hills on MTV. Very cool. It used to be the Kardashians, I believe, too, didn't it? All right. And then lastly, where is your favorite spot to go on vacation?
Florida and Tennessee.
Florida and Tennessee. Very cool. Anywhere specific in one of those states? You like to go to the beach in Florida? Mm-hmm. Cool. And I used to go to Gatlinburg all the time when I was a kid in Tennessee. So very cool. Thanks for sharing that, Mallory. And then we are going to show everyone out there how we created that leaf bowl that we did this morning, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to switch over here. We've got our creative cam turned around. So we're featuring Mallory. And then we're going to start off by just moving that slab out. So I'll pull your clay slab over here for you. And this one's a pretty quick process. If you want to go ahead and smooth it out with that rib. And then while Mallory is smoothing out her clay right there, just want to remind everyone that you can catch all of our other live art minis on our YouTube studio channel. You just go and search. And I believe that Kim's going to be putting that up in the comments as well, so you could have a direct link to them. All right, Kathleen also agrees that Gatlinburg is a great spot to go to. I haven't been there in a number of years. But
It's changed.
has it? I know they had the fire a couple years ago.
Everything has changed. There's like no cabins. There's only like 4 or 5. That's it.
I haven't been there since I was a kid.
Oh, there's just the open mountains. That's it.
They still have a lot of putt-putt golf. Mm-hmm. I remember Hillbilly Golf was one of my favorite spots.
NASCAR Cafe is still there.
And they still have the go-karts you can drive around. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
It's not fun like it used to be though.
All right, hello out there, Gene, if you're watching still. Just letting us know that Dwayne will be back in the studio next week. He's working on some awesome Bigfoot wares. He's working on a Bigfoot bowl commission right now. He's been like the #1 Bigfoot fan in the studio. I'm gonna flip your slab over here for you.
That's getting to be popular too.
Bigfoot?
Mm-hmm. My grandma doesn't believe in Bigfoot, but
I've never seen him myself. He's hanging out with the Loch Ness Monster maybe. They're on vacation. All right, as you're wrapping that up, let me grab the drawing tool, and then you could sign the back of it right in the middle. And of course, our Inside Out Studio stamp. Hello out there, David Campbell. We're doing great here in the art studio. Hope you're doing well yourself and enjoyed the weekend. All right, we're gonna flip this over, and then we're gonna grab the big leaf. So same leaf we used this morning, so you can feel the texture on the veins. That's the side we want to press down on, and it's really going to sink into the clay. So if you just kind of pat around the edge, make a nice crisp edge with it, kind of seals it in place, so when we trace around it, you can really capture that leaf shape. And I'm going to grab another roller for you. And just press as hard as you can to dig that into the clay. Try to get as many of the little details of the veins in there as possible. All right, we're giving Kathleen some ideas out there. She's going to make a Nessie for the art studio. She made an awesome crochet dragon that we're featured in the store right now too. So she is branching out. She's got a line of mermaids. She's doing crochet dragons. Maybe we'll have a little Nessie. Very, very good. So the next step's pretty easy. Just gonna take your needle tool and trace around as close to the edge as possible and really dig deep to go all the way through the slab of clay. Mark, how's the glazing going over there? Mark is currently working as well, adding some extra layers of glaze to his coasters. So we have to get those into the kiln, and everyone watching next week can check it out. It's actually our first Tuesday doing Live Art Mini, so we're trying to show you as many of our artists as possible. Everyone that comes to the studio needs a chance to get on Facebook Live. Very cool. And we're just gonna peel the leaf off for one step, and then peel away the extra clay for your next step. I'll take your leaf if you like. Thank you. Like we said, we'll just take that extra clay and reclaim it for a future project for somebody. And then let me get the mold out. So those of you that saw last week when Bobby Joe was making her ceramic butterfly, we used this high fire porcelain slump mold. So this is something that you can drape the clay over top of and just let it rest for a while, and it absorbs that shape and takes that form. So Mallory, you're just going to take this and flip it upside down and press it right over top. And then do some gentle pat pat pats around the outer edge. There you go. You know what you're doing. So that's going to create a nice bowl form. So when you're looking at the top of it, you'll see that leaf texture on the surface. And then the last thing that we're going to do for this piece is we're going to create the feet for it. So we're going to take 4 little balls and attach them to the bottom. That way it kind of projects off the surface of the table a little bit, has some legs to stand on. So I'll grab that extra clay and we can just start rolling it out from there. So maybe just take a little pinch and just roll it into a ball. Nice little ball of clay, about that size. We'll need 4 of them total. So I've got 1, you've got 2. I just need 2 more. Got to see any live music this year? I know you're a big country fan. Did you ever get out to concerts before? Yeah. Unfortunately, not a lot of live things going on this year. Hopefully next year. I'm just going to go ahead and do that last one for you. And I'll move you on to our scoring and slipping step. So whenever you're attaching fresh clay together, you always want to do some what's called scoring. It's basically taking this little fork, going both ways, back and forth on the surface. And then the same thing for when you're attaching the feet. Do it on one side there. And then you're going to attach the scored marks to each other. You also have to add the water to it. So the scoring creates little crevices that the clay can really, let's say, attach into each other and lock in. And the water helps dissolve the clay so it's a tighter bond. And then you just kind of shimmy it together and press gently. You still want to keep the ball form. You don't want to smush it too much. We're going to shoot for adding them 1, 2, 3, and 4 spots on it. So if you want to start scoring these 2, I'll get that last foot ready for you. And you can attach those together. And here's your scoring tool. So if you just want to rough up those 4 spots and then the 4 feet right there. quick and simple process. Get some natural forms out of that clay. Going to be great for fall season. Have some decor for your table, for your home. And then once this comes out of the kiln, this is a 2-fire process, then Mallory, you get to choose which colors you'd like to glaze it. Whether you want to go with the fresh leaf look, some greens, or if you want to go with those fall colors.
I'll take the fall colors.
Fall colors? I'll take the fall colors too. And you just dab some water onto the clay foot as well as the bottom. One. And then go ahead and attach those two together. I'm going to go ahead and skip us a step. We'll finish this once we wrap up Live Art Mini. Just want to show everyone how we level things off. Just temporarily put those two there. But then since this has to dry upside down, one way that we have of leveling off the bottom, making sure that all the feet sit properly, is we'll just put another board on top with a level. And then Mallory, we look for that little bubble right in the middle. So if it's off to the left, we're just going to press it down that way, and then it should balance and sit there by itself naturally. That's how we know that all the feet are level, and this would sit properly once we flip it over. Just a little trick there to get things straight. Very cool. So we'll attach these last two properly. We're going to wrap some things up here for Live Art Mini. I'm going to pull over the one that you made earlier today, because we did pull it off the mold already. So this is what we did earlier today, just to do our practice. So you can see the feet are attached. And you can see the nice leaf texture on the surface there. So you've got 2 bowls to show for your day here. So we're going to wrap it up today. Hope everyone had a great Labor Day weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week. Let's take a look and see what everyone else in the studio is working on. So we got Miss Nadia in the back. Want to say hi to Live Art Mini, everyone on Facebook? She was working on a Halloween painting of Pokemon. Mr. James Egan is working on a witch watercolor. Mark's still working hard on his glazing. Hey, good glazing there, Mark. And then Miss Allison's in the back. She's prepping for Live Art Mini 2 weeks from now. She's going to be doing a traced leaf painting for the fall. And then next week, there's Terry too. Oh. So next week, Terry and Kim will be bringing you Live Art Mini, focusing on Mark Euxen and our Christmas ornaments. We've got some Christmas commissions. We'll show you what we're doing for our Christmas designs this year. Let's bring it back here, Mallory. So from everyone here at InsideOut Studio, happy Tuesday and goodbye for now. Bye-bye.